Hi everyone, welcome back. It is almost evening here. It's a little after 3. Let's see, what time is it? I can't see. Yeah, it's almost 4. I did finally get those shelves those little drawers moved over to the side so I don't have to be reaching over as much. So this is gonna be, I don't know what to call it, what I'm up to in my slow stitch project, which I'm just having so much fun with. And hopefully I'll be able to start filming more of it now. Let's see here. So first is my January pouch in the nest, Joy pouch, and I've not worked on this. I've not made much progress. I need to finish doing all the flowers that I want to do. I have the buds all formed, and then I have, when it was green, and then kind of the buds forming on the flowers there. So I need to do more of that and probably some more here, and then I need to do them fully opened. So that is one thing I need to work on. I haven't made much progress. I made this little pouch. I don't know if I showed this at all. I haven't, since I initially made it, I haven't worked on it much more because I kind of realized it's a little too small. Oh, I crocheted some little flowers. I forgot that I did that. Well, those are cute. So it's a little bit small. I need maybe a bigger pouch. Oh, and some little leaves. Oh, I can probably put this leaf on my Joy. Maybe make some more of those. I don't know. Yeah, I realized it kind of is a little small. It doesn't really hold much. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. And it being open, it just wasn't working out that great for me. So I think I probably need a bigger one that I can put threads in. I think what I want to do though is do some nests, like Kate in the Nest, her nest that she does. So they're bigger and I can just kind of put everything in there. I think I had shown you guys this. I made a little pin cushion. I have a bigger one, but I wanted one that was smaller for when I was downstairs. And this has worked okay. But I saw everybody making the little needle books and soft journals. So I went ahead and made one. So this was from a vintage find that I found. So it was already embroidered. That's the front and the back. And then I just went through and did some fabric. So this is like a wool blanket. Let me put some more needles in here that I attached to this. And I did want to do this. I kind of like putting them in and then the tips being underneath the blanket, but in between this. It's kind of nice. So yeah, this actually, so far of the little pouches and pin cushions and things like that, I'm really liking this the best. I just did a little bit of it. I don't need to do more, but I would like to do some more on it. But yeah, for it being little, and I love the way it feels. It just is so squishy. It feels really good in the hands. Let's see. Did I attach? I had some more. Yeah, like I have some more of this wool blanket that I want to put in here so it can hold more of these needles. I mean, this is holding a good amount. That's probably all I need right now. And then That's this. And then I have this blanket. I don't know if it's wool. It kind of feels like it. That I put my needles in. And, oh, well, I was going to kind of attach it to that, but it's kind of attaching itself. So I'll do a little flip through. This was already embroidered. This was off a napkin, and I've got a bunch of those. So I kind of went with the blue tones. This is from a piece that I got from my in-laws' neighbors. The wife passed away, and her husband gave me so many things. I would say almost all of her craft room. And so she had this cut out in circles for Suffolk puffs. And so I actually just cut part of it off there, and then there's the other piece, and then here, and I sewed them together in the seam so that it could make a little page. And that's some fabric that's not vintage, but I coffee dyed it. That's from a napkin. This was from a doily that I had found. Then here I made a little pocket, and I really like this because I don't know how anyone does it without these little needle threaders, and I kept losing it in my yarn and everything, and so having a little pocket and it stays nicely in there. Then the needles, I just did like some canthus stitching in different directions because I've never really done a whole lot of the canthus and stitching, so I just went random directions. Well, I went across, and then I went random. And then this is a new fabric, but I tea dyed it. This was some squares from my neighbor's, my in-laws' neighbor that she had. I think she was getting ready to do a quilt. She did a lot of quilting, so there was 4 squares attached. So I separated those, and then it's just the back side, and I have another piece here for needles that can go, another pocket here, and I'm going to make some more pockets with the ones in the middle here. I'm going to turn those into pockets, and then attach some more of this wool blanket. And then let's see, where was the one? I started to do some embellishing, slow stitching on the flowers there. And that is as far as I've gotten. And then I just stitched on just a little piece of cotton to tie it together. And it's actually working out really nicely. Oh, let's put this in, because I do find I have to seam rip things quite often because I'm taking apart clothes or things like that. These are just assorted needles. I don't know exactly what kind they are. And then I have some more over here. So I'm still learning and experimenting with needles. The Chanel needle seems to be one that works out really well. And then I have this bigger one, and I don't know where I got it or what kind it is. It's not really that much wider there, but it's a big needle. And for this volume 7 of Roxy's Journal of Stitchery, I've been using that a lot because it's such a big project. So I think, oh, let's see. Let me show you guys this stuff. Oh, here was my first pouch that I did. Maybe I need to use this for some stuff. And I think I don't know if I did a video. I took pictures of this. I don't think I think that it was before I was really doing videos that I did this. And so there's a Suffolk puff I made. I put a, whatchamacallit, button there. I did some slow stitching there. This was a crochet doily and a star. I'm getting kind of hot. Let me turn this heat off. I'm upstairs, so all the heat rises. So it's a great place to be in the winter. And I think that's one of the ones I crocheted. Then just little bits of stuff, yarn, another Suffolk puff I made. This was just, yeah, different things. Embroidered this flower, and then just slow stitch stuff. I was really happy. This was my first pouch. This was my biggest project that I'd ever done. I'm really happy with it. I think it came out just super darling and cute. I haven't thought of a closure yet. So, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. This was out of a napkin, a vintage napkin. And then, let's see. This is part of the wool blanket that's in squares, and I was taking it apart, and I was practicing punch needle with it, with that material, or with these little strips. So this is what the blanket looked like. I was taking it apart because it's giving me these just beautiful textures. And I was thinking that on my Joy pouch, a thought I had was using that. Even though I have this pink here and I like that, I haven't decided. And I don't think I'm going to get this finished in January. But I was thinking of making this yarn or wool, doing a punch needle with it, and then placing that on here to add more dimension to it. So haven't decided. So that might go on the Joy pouch. And let's see. Oh, then also I started to do Dottie B Vintage, doing a What is Slow Stitch. And so I got my book together. I do have a video of putting this together, and then I started practicing my running stitch, and I still have some yarn attached here to complete it, and I'm behind on that project as well. With the vacation and with everything, I just got behind on the slow stitch stuff, which is fine. There's no deadline. It's something I really want to do though, and I really want to finish it. So that is a work in progress. So yeah, so that's all my works in progress. And then starting to use this. It's kind of shallow, but it would hold some thread and stuff. So we'll see what I'm going to end up doing with that. And then the thing I've been working on, in this video, in case you guys don't watch my junk journal videos, I am now on a design team. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I just did a video on that, so that'll be up soon too. Yeah, I'm so excited. And I owe it all to you, everybody who watches my videos and who's just been so lovely. And I appreciate you all so much. And just know that I'm always praying for you all. And I'm always just sending you so much love. And I hope you're doing so well. So yes, so I'm on a design team now. And it's for Misty at Life's Ever After on Etsy. And I will link it below. And so the first thing that I picked to do was her kit called Vintage Fabric Swatches. And so what I did, you got a sneak peek. So this is the page from the digital kit. And what I did was I printed it out on fabric. So on paper and fabric. And if you're interested in seeing this, because literally almost every single page but 2 pages of the kit have been printed on fabric so that I can incorporate fabric and slow stitch into my journals. So I don't have that many slow stitch videos up yet, but I imagine I will start. I'm going to be getting some a lot more, because that's one of the things I want to be doing a lot of. So yeah, so this is the kit. I have a flip through, so there'll be a lot of slow stitching done on this. So that's actually another project too. But this was the picture, and then I went ahead and embroidered on it. And this is going to be on the cover of the journal. So that took up this weekend, or the last few days. I worked on that. I'm really happy with that, how it turned out. I think it's super cute. I just basically did thread painting with it. So that's Life's Ever After. If you're interested in that kit, like I said, it prints beautifully on the fabric, and it's called Vintage Fabric Swatches, and it'll be linked below. And yeah, I'm so excited about that. And then, I'm out of breath. I'm talking so fast. I can slow down. This is my Roxy's Journal of Stitchery Volume 7, the Still Life. So I got the background all invisible stitched down. This is the table. I had this really large doily that when I saw it, I was like, oh, that's just perfect. That's perfect. Which it was kind of hard for me to do, because I do like using it on my table, but I was like, that's okay. It's going to be worth it. And so my husband has been watching me do this, and he asked the other day, well, what are you going to do with it? And I said, well, I'm going to turn it into a curtain rather than just a picture. I said, it's supposed to be a picture that goes up on the wall. And he looked at me and he goes, on our walls? It's definitely not his style, but he supports me, and he will go thrift shopping with me and all that stuff. But this is, again, I don't know if you know, a big part of the reason why I started the YouTube channel was because I wanted to be able to talk with people that understand it. And, but gosh, love them. I love them so much. So I said, well, I think, because he's like here on our walls or up there on your wall in my art studio up here, my creative space. And I said, you know, originally I was going to put it down here, but I realized I do need a curtain for the window. So I will put it on the window. So this is going to be a curtain on my window up here that sits to the left of me, the left of my desk. So these are representing, I was going to say pictures, but depending on at the end how I feel about it, I might say they're not pictures. I might say they're stained glass windows, and I might end up draping curtains, but I don't know yet, because I don't necessarily want to cover it up, but it might be nice to have on the edges some fabric flowing. So maybe I can create let me see what's in frame here. Okay, yeah, that's in good frame. So I might be able to create a valance and then some drapes, so it's not necessarily covering it up, but it gives that image. So, because this is so big. So I've slow stitched here, and it's amazing how much thread and how thick that is that has happened. But I like the chunky thread look. It's rare that I separate the strands, because I really like the texture and like the thickness of the full strand. This is just this is acrylic yarn. This I did split in half because it's a really thick yarn. So, but it's still, even compared to the embroidery floss, it's still really, really thick. But I like that. So yeah, so that's how far I've gotten there. And I'm loving that. It's definitely not following exactly the same colors that are here. I'm going a little bit brighter. So, but I loved how the It's kind of crooked, but that's okay. I might go back in and fix it. I've actually taken that off a couple times to try and fix that. But yeah, so I really love how the lace is trimming it and making it look like a frame. So that is that. And then we got our prompt yesterday for the vase, and in that they said a ginger jug, and I looked up online to see if there was the Knobnail. Is it Knobnail? Knobhill? I always forget the kind of milk glass I like. But with the little things. I looked to see if there was a ginger jar in that shape. Oh, excuse me. Because I know I can do whatever I want. It's my piece, but I kind of want to try to stay true to the prompt as much as possible. And I was surprised to see there was one. It was a little bit more straight up and down because I want to stay true to the prompt and I want to stay true to the milk glass. And I really wanted to do milk glass vase. So I don't know if my vase is too big, if you can see it. I made it pretty big. I was happy with how it came out. I kind of freehanded it, so I was pleasantly surprised. And then I was going to put, if you watch some of my other videos, I talked about this fabric I have that has the little spots on it. And I did my junk journal January. What day was it? I don't remember. It's within the last, Bubble, day 19. Junk journal January, day 19, if you want to watch that video, is where I used the fabric and I made on paper a vase that looked like the Knobnail. Oh, I can't remember it. I always get it confused. Milk glass. And I thought about it, but then this piece became so big and the little dots in there were so small that I just, let me see, I have some right here. So it's here. So it shows up and it probably would have been fine, but I just don't feel like it had enough punch for the size. I felt like they were a little small. So I decided to go ahead and just do French knots to mimic it. And so this is how far I've gotten. And I'm using this, it's like a crochet thread, I guess is what they call it. So it's pretty thick. And this is cotton, I'm pretty sure. It feels like cotton. So I'm going to work on this a little bit right now because that's it. That's caught up. I guess I have a lot of projects going. I think we all do right now in the slow stitch world. So, and I think I probably need a different needle than the one I've been using. So let's see what I have in here. So these Milner's, that wasn't a Chanel needle, that was a Milner's needle. But I don't think that's gonna work. I think I need it to be a little bit bigger hole, or I guess. This one is too thick of a needle. I think that's more of like a, it's not even got like really a sharp point. So I think that's more of like a yarn needle. So I wanted to look and see if any of these had a bigger eye. To maybe create a bigger hole, because that's my understanding is that is what is helpful. when you're going through something. Those eyes, no, those aren't big enough. Okay, I think I'm gonna just stick with the needle I was using then. I did order some Chanel needles. So I have the Milliner's New Chanel needles and then just assorted packs. So and like I said, I'm not sure where I got this one, but it's a big needle. But it does work really well and it's comfortable. It's just this yarn is so thick that sometimes I do have a little bit of problems getting through. See, I have a spot for this so I don't lose it. Sometimes I have a little problem getting through the fabric, but it's not too bad. Okay, can sit here and maybe stitch for a little bit. Oops. I'm learning to get a smaller single knot versus great big ones. Now, I do know that the Milk Glass follows a little bit more of a regular pattern, but I was so excited to get to this point and to start putting this on here and see how it worked that I didn't follow a pattern. So I'm wrapping it around. I'm just doing, I think these are French knots. Still so new. See, this point sometimes, especially when I first load the needle, it's a little bit tough. So I can only do it for so long. My sewing fingers haven't, I don't have good calluses for sewing yet. But it's really fun. So I'm just doing, this is like I said, it's a thick yarn or thread. So I'm starting in the middle because I heard that's what you're supposed to do, or that helps so that it doesn't pucker. And I'm wrapping it 5 times. I tried 6 and 7, and 5 just seemed to be really good. See, that time it went through nice and easy. It's just sometimes it doesn't. Oh my gosh, it is so fun. I just think this is so much fun. Creating Milk Glass in fabric. I also heard, oh goodness, I don't remember who it was, talk about using less thread, like really managing your thread. So I've been trying to be, see now this one, it struggles with. Some of them it goes through, maybe it's the angle I'm doing. If you guys see what I'm doing wrong, feel free to tell me. To make it come out easier. But yeah, there's just something about the slow stitch. That time it was easy. That I'm just loving doing. Creating the different textures is just something that just appeals to me. I'm a very visual, tactile person. And so I really like that. See, and then this time, oh, almost got myself. It's hard. But yeah, and the 5 around seems to be helping it stay tight together too, so it's not loosening up when I'm pulling the yarn through. Yeah, I never thought I would be into slow stitching. But like I said, all the different textures is just so appealing to me. And that is what I'm loving. I have some fun ideas for what I want to do with some of the pictures from the redwoods from our visit there. I am so ready to move to the redwoods. It's definitely become a dream, especially since being there. And I think I could get my husband on board. The hardest thing is the job, because they don't have natural gas up there, and my husband, that's what he does for a living. He works for the utility company, and he's on the gas side. And they have propane companies, which is fine. He knows how to do that, but the salaries are like half. So he said, if my art can bring in money to supplement that, then maybe we can move. Who knows? We'll see what God has planned. But yeah, it's just having the mountains and the ocean right next to each other. It was stunning. It was just... The place we stayed in, the grounds were so beautiful. And there's lichen, I think is what you call it. It looks like moss that grows off the trees. And I'm walking around the woods and the beach, the driftwood. Oh, so much driftwood. Like, just tons of driftwood for the taking. Small pieces, big pieces. And I'm just looking at these things and thinking, oh, wouldn't that be neat with a certain yarn or wool, you know, like it was just magical for my creativity. And the ferns and everything, like I could just see it all done on slow stitch. Oops. Okay, we got a problem here. What did I do? I don't think that's going to pull through, is it? It did. Oh. Okay, yay. And of course, I'm probably putting these too close together, so it's going to take even longer. But I'm learning. Aside from a little heart, aside from one little heart, this is all the slow stitching I've ever done, what I just showed you. I am so new to it. But just like junk journaling, if it gets you, it gets you. It's pretty amazing. It's probably one of those things you either love it or hate it, maybe. I don't know. But just feeling the textures. It's so relaxing. I'm going to try, because I think I've said before that I want to be able to do some up here in film, especially on a big piece like this. Having this big table's really nice. I've been working off of a TV tray which with this big piece, it does get, it's a little cumbersome. I think it's funny though that one of my, as I am a beginner, they end up doing this great big huge piece, huge project. Maybe I should have started with volume 1 instead of volume 7. Let's see, this is twisting. Let's get that twist out. No, I'm having fun with it. And I have some fabric coming because I want to do some brighter florals because it's such a neutral background that with the florals, and that's kind of like how I love my house. Neutral background, and then when I bring in the plants and the florals, they just stand out. And it's calming to me to have the neutral tones. But the colors and the flowers I love. Oh, I did go. We went to a thrift store yesterday and I found a dress that has really pretty florals on it. So I got that, and then, oh, it's downstairs. I'll have to show you guys next time. There's this sheet, and it's a cotton sheet. And it's kind of worn out. No, it wasn't a cotton sheet. It was a drape, like a sheer, but it's cotton. And it has just outlines, like botanical drawings, outlines, or, you know, kind of the doodle flowers. It's just a subtle outline, and that's all that it is on it. I mean, it's just like an entire, it's probably what, a 7 foot sheer, so lots and lots of material. It was $3, and it's just, like I said, just outlines, so it's perfect for slow stitching. That I felt like was a really good find. And then I got another sheet that has really big flowers on it. Those will probably end up on here, at least some of them. Okay, I think I've got enough for one more. Ooh, maybe just barely. The drawback to using a big needle. Ouch. Okay, I don't think there's enough. I'm not gonna hurt myself, so I will just go back through, and then when I start up again, I can put one there. That should be fine. Okay. So that's how that's looking. I think it's looking like milk glass and fabric. Like I said, it might be a little big, but there's still room. If I can give you guys a good view, there is still room though for lots of flowers. So I think it's okay. So we'll see how it comes along. So that is that one. And then oh, my dogs hear me put something down and they're like, oh, she's done. And then let's see. I don't think I need this big of a needle for this. I'll just work on this a little bit. If I can find That is not the same pink. Oh. Maybe it's in this. No. Oh, it's that one. Pretty sure. Yes. Well, that wasn't too bad to find that and pull it out. Yeah, since I'm so new to all this slow stitch, I don't have a good system for my yarn yet. Where'd my little needle book just go? Where is it, guys? Tell me. Oh, there it is. So let's see. Let's go with, let's try this one. This is the Milner's needle. I'm gonna do some more. Although I feel like since I started this, I've done so much. Oh, it's in here. Pocket. I feel like I've learned a lot so far. Because right now, that's why I wanted to do the Dottie Bee Vintage what is slow stitch, to learn more stitches. Oh yeah, that's gonna work okay. And so I can learn more stitches, because I'm kind of, okay, the French knot I know, but I'm kind of, I've watched people, so I've seen some stitching and I watch, so I kind of see it, but then I don't really know what it's called when you're just watching someone do it. It's, oh, there is a stem coming off there. I mean, it's great to learn and watch, but I don't know what they're called. Oops. So yeah, you guys, oh, came undone. I bet you all watch me and I'm like, what is she doing? You can tell, I'm sure there's some people out there. I mean, I feel like embroiderers probably, whoops, are saying that. Slow stitchers are probably not, because I feel like even though embroiderers, I mean, even though slow stitching incorporates embroidering, I feel like people who just do embroidering, I feel are different. Maybe I'm completely wrong and I'm just judging and misjudging. I'm not saying that they're snobby about it or anything like that, but I can imagine my technique might drive some people crazy because I don't know what I'm doing. Literally at all. So I just want to do some more stems here. So if you don't know, like I said, I don't know if I even posted, I think I posted the little video on this, but for this, it's, Kate had said like her inspiration was the song Joy to the World, and it's the Joy pouch. And so I went with the gospel version song, and in the song it says, there's a line that says, hearts unfolding, hearts opening, or unfolding with flowers under the sun. And so that's what this is the heart is unfolding, and it's representing your heart being open to God. So this is the heart closed, half open, and then fully opened. And so then I thought, well, if it's closed, it's just this at the sprouting stage. So that's what these are. It's just like representing the little sprouts. And then these are with the flower buds on it, and the flower buds are starting to open. And then over here, it'll be the full opening of the flowers. So that is kind of how this came to be. A very literal interpretation. But I just thought it would be fun. And so now I'm kind of creating the little green part of the flower that the flower is going to open up from. And originally, oops, what's going on? Going too fast or tangled. Originally, this was going to be a bigger pouch because I knew I needed a bigger pouch. And then when I was getting ready to start my joy pouch, and I saw this was just like the circle here, the yellow rays. The yellow wasn't there yet, but everything else had been done. And I saw that, and I'm like, well, that looks like a sun in the corner. So I was like, well, I'm gonna just do my joy pouch. I always get so paranoid about that I'm gonna stitch the two fabrics together. I haven't yet, but I know it's gonna happen. So I'm like, oh no, did I? No, I didn't. And you can see here, I got like wrinkles in this, but it's okay. I'm learning. I am learning. And then what I did last time, which was kind of fun and easy to do, which I didn't think it would be, is I had two needles going at once. Because I'm too impatient to do all of one thing. So let me get, I don't think I have another milliner's needle that size in my needle book yet. And I really like it. So this is just a little set I got off Amazon. I have this there. Like I said, I have not been separating the needle or the yarn. Oh, this one's thicker. And that's because I'm not separating the yarn. I just like the thickness. There we go. Just needs a little convincing to go through. Still feels really, I'm like, it is getting hotter in here. I thought I turned the heater off, but I didn't. I'm like, why is it so hot? And I just pulled it right off that needle. And now I lost, oh, no, I didn't. Yay, it's still attached. Okay, good. Okay, so now I'm gonna come in here. You know, I didn't need to do this color again. Yeah, I'll do 3. I'll do my flowers in the Trinity in 3s. Oh, that's right on a seam there. Not the best spot. And I think, what did I do here? Oh, I think I did some smaller French knots here. And that was kind of when I first started practicing the French knots, and they weren't staying closed. So I was going back in with a needle to make them lay flat. But I think I've kind of gotten better. And I think part of the problem was the needle that I was using. And then I heard about the milliner's needle, which is the same width. And it definitely makes a big difference. Oops. I needed to do that flower bud at a different part because it's going right into between a seam where there's a bunch of stitches. Let's see. I'll just do one more because this is just representing the flower starting to open. There we go. I love French knots. Of all the stitches, I don't know, that might be one of my favorites. Okay, so I'm not going to do anything more in that color, so I'm going to, oh my goodness, tie this off. I know if I separated the yarn, then it also would not be so hard to, if it wasn't as thick, it would be easier also. Okay. Okay, so there's that one. And then I'll get some other colors going. So we went to two thrift stores this weekend, and I was wanting to get, because I bought this cheap set on Amazon, and I love it. It's got lots of colors in it. I'm pretty certain it is not cotton. I'm not sure exactly what it is. But yeah, it was just a huge bag for very inexpensive. And it doesn't say. So it had lots of colors. And I got this. I got that because I wanted to do some botanical embroidery. Not slow stitching. And then I've been, as I'm learning and stuff, and really learning to like the wool and the cotton and like the natural fibers. That's really what I want to get into, is natural fibers versus synthetic. But I'm going to use what I have. Like, I've got a lot of it. It's going to work great, you know. But then I saw there was a bunch of these. Well, here's the little set. And I think, and there's a green one too that's downstairs. Oh no, it's here. So there was these 4 things at the thrift store, and it was $8.99. This one is like brand new. This one is like brand new. There's quite a bit in that one, and there's a lot in this one. This one looks like used the most. And so I thought, oh, I'll get them because I wanted to get some variegated, because I don't have any variegated colors. And I'm like, you know, that's a nice little set. This isn't variegated, but a green, a pink, a blue, and then like a yellow and orange. I was like, that's a nice little set to start with. And I didn't really look at it. I just thought, you know what, $8, 4 of them are almost brand new. I feel like that's a really good price. So I went ahead and got it, and then I came home and I was looking at it, and it is mercerated cotton. So it is cotton. I'm super excited about that. This had a ring around it that left some marks on the outer edge, but that's fine. But yeah, like I didn't look too closely, plus it was in the bag. But yeah, I was so excited to find that I got cotton. So what a lucky find that was. So yeah, so I got that this weekend too. Okay, let's get back to this. Where are we at on the video? Oh, we're at 55 minutes already. Okay, I'm just gonna finish this leaf, or finish, I'm gonna go make some leaves, I should say, on this one, and then we'll call it good. So I made some progress. Starting to make some progress. And on these, I was keeping pretty simple with the leaves because it's supposed to just be getting kind of going here. The flowers. So when I get over to here, then I'll kind of do definitely more embellishing. Oops. Gotta tack that down. Oops, pulled too hard. Still learning how to pull without creating too much buckling. So I think it's going to be safe to say that as wonky as this has become, it was even at one point, it is wonky now. This will not be flying the nest. I don't know. I think this is, what do they say? It's a mean saying. I shouldn't even say it, but looks only a mother could love, or a face only a mother could love. I think that's safe to maybe say on this. Only I can love it. Perhaps. And I do. Because it's teaching me and I'm learning. I am learning. I keep having to pull this string through, and you would think it would make it shorter. Oops, like that. I just did that the wrong direction, but that's okay. Okay, so I'm gonna just stick that needle in there, leave that attached for when I come back to it. So thank you so much for joining me on my slow stitch journey. It's fun. I will get better. It's fun to see how much I've done already, and I feel like a very short amount of time. So I think that's going to be it for now. Today I pray for all of you watching this video. And I prayed this earlier, but it's just peace. Slow, mindful moments in your day where you can appreciate where you're at and what you have. Because sometimes that's challenging for us to do. We can get so busy, and now with school back up and back in the swing of things again, it can be challenging. Even if you don't have children, there's always things that happen in life and circumstances. And I just pray that during this slow winter months that you can find time to be at peace with yourself, and that you learn to love yourself and cherish yourself the way God the Father cherishes you. Until next time, love always, Savannah.